still alive.
There we
Am I there?
are.
I don't hear me.
No, you're there. That's
Am
just
I?
quiet there.
Hello. Hey, I'm here. Hey. Hey.
That's what I was saying about after the intro.
Yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another Absolute Vodka Presents Live at the Landis podcast. And also thank you to Michael Kelly Guitars, the Michael Kelly Guitar Company. We are live once again. I tell you what, I'm never eating before a podcast again. I'm telling you, man.
That was a bit of a mistake.
Hey, talk about my nose is all stuffed up. I can't breathe.
I don't know what we were thinking on that one there.
We got a cool show tonight for everyone that tunes in throughout the week. We have the one and only Glenn Hughes in town tomorrow. We'll be playing at the Landis. We have the guys from Back in Black and Adrenalize on. And then afterwards, we have to rush out of here to watch the debate because it is debate day. And that is going to be fun. So I wish we could comment on that. But
just live stream it till it gets
just live stream all night long. But thank you for everyone that tunes in live when we're doing this, and then all the people that tune in throughout the week. We appreciate it. We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Apple whatever, and YouTube podcast. What is the Apple? It's just on Apple, like Apple Podcasts? Okay, yeah. Apple Podcasts. So we're on Apple Podcasts. So but real quick, so before we get into it, because we got a lot tonight, we want to try and get into everything.
Yeah, we're stuffing here.
Yeah, we have. We're gonna just real quick recap the past weekend.
Yes,
we had the Vineland karaoke contest the city put on, which was a lot of fun. A lot of great singers. I mean, let me tell you guys,
I was surprised.
You'd be surprised, and I'm telling you, we have karaoke every Tuesday night upstairs, and blew me away some of the contestants we had. Yeah. Absolutely. And
I was actually taken aback at some of how some of these people, how good they were. Yeah. And just how like good performers they were. Because some people, they're good singers, but they'll just stand there at the mic. They don't move, The voice is good, but the performance isn't. These people were into it.
We even had the mayor come out for the event.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. So that was fun. That was really cool. And then that was on Friday. And then on Saturday, we had Seven Bridges.
Bridges,
they've been here before, and they are one of the, in my opinion, the top Eagles.
Tribute general,
and the comments just on our Facebook page alone are pretty amazing because man, people really like these guys. So
that was a really good show.
They're an awesome band.
Yeah,
and awesome guys.
You weren't with us on that one, but you said it sounded good.
I watched it. So I watched it from the office.
Sounded good on broadcast.
I had to watch it from my office. I was having my heart issues there again. Wasn't feeling too well, but it is what it is. But let's real quick, let's recap. Let's take a look. You put something together for the
I do. I have the like a recap of the whole karaoke event, and then I have a video of just the person that won.
Well, let's do the recap first, and we'll talk about the gentleman that won or the woman that won. We won't tell you.
We won't tell, but here we go.
Tell me why hasn't I heard from you? You were always on my mind. You're the only one. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Fly there that you need me. On and now. Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Quiero que se oiga mi llanto. Como me dolió perderte después de quererte tanto.
Akira Smith, third place. Akira, congratulations. Second place winner with Creep by Postmodern Jukebox, Annalise DiFelicio. Super job, thank you. First place, I'm not even going to attempt to say the Spanish name of the song. Sylvester Power. Sylvester, congratulations. Superstar, super.
That was Silvestre Pala.
Yes, man.
And he sang a Latin song. I mean, I didn't know it. I didn't know any of the words to it. I had no idea what he was singing, but the man sounded impeccable.
And his outfit.
Oh, come on.
How do you beat that?
He won with the outfit.
That's
alone,
what I mean.
man.
I think, the second he walked up on stage, everyone was like, oh, well, shit.
Don't you have a little bit more of him?
I
though?
do.
We got to watch Sylvester.
This is the
Sylvestre?
Sylvestre.
Sylvestre?
Yeah, there you
Dude,
go.
this guy was and nicest guy you
Nicest
could
could
ever
be.
meet. He was so nice and so thankful
Mhm.
and so happy to win.
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't have had a better winner.
This is
Couldn't
our
have had a better winner.
$500 winning performance.
Yeah, he was really good. I can't wait to watch this guy again.
Quiero que se oiga mi llanto, como me dolió perderte, después de quererte tanto. Ay, después de quererla tanto, yo sí todo un consuelo para sacarme de adentro esto que me está matando. Ay, ay,
That is him, Silvestre Pala.
Yes.
Congratulations, my friend. You deserve that win, $500. And he goes on to the United States Karaoke Association finals for New Jersey, or regionals,
Finals,
I guess,
yeah.
for New
I
Jersey.
believe it's New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania.
And then the winners of those go on to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
That's pretty cool.
Vegas
man.
Bay. I hope that guy makes
That-
it.
I
mean,
do
that would
too,
be
man,
that would be
because
really
he's
cool.
really good.
I think that's like one of those stories that
And he's just so nice.
people would really get behind.
What a nice
Super
guy,
nice.
man. What a nice
Super
guy.
nice
You,
guy.
you don't meet people like that in life all the time, man. It's just what a nice guy. Again, Silvestre Pala, congratulations for winning the second annual Vineland Karaoke Contest. Next, we had what do you got for you got? Look, if you guys, we had a packed house for Seven Bridges. If you missed this band, I'm sure we'll have them back again next year. You must see this band. If you like the Eagles, you like any of their solo stuff, Joe Walsh, any of those guys. This is. I'm telling you, it doesn't get better than this. And we've had several Eagles tributes.
Yeah, I honestly, like I said, I mean, they're one of the
man.
better just tribute bands in general that are around.
And again,
it's hard to
all
find
incredibly
something
nice
better.
people.
Yeah. Oh, all fantastically nice.
Couldn't ask
Every
for nicer
single one of
people.
them,
Yep.
super nice.
Couldn't ask
Their
for nicer people.
crew, all the way down to the
Yep.
the very last singer. So
Yeah, I really wanted to say hi to him, but it was not a good heart night.
You know what? Honestly, they're really not that long. I think we could play them all. I think we can get them.
Well,
all.
just
A couple of these are
let's
like
hit a
30
couple.
seconds.
I want to hear that
Let's do,
that Joe Walsh song they said they weren't going to
Yeah,
play.
let's start off with that. Here we go.
Yes,
Here's their
I'm
Joe
a big
Walsh.
Joe Walsh fan. Dude, I love that song.
He is
so much.
so
man.
good. He's from Australia.
Is he
that's,
really?
Yeah, that's the perfect Joe
Oh.
Walsh right there.
Oh,
I
that
think it
was
takes
awesome.
an Australian to play that.
That
almost.
is awesome.
That's
that is awesome.
that guy's got so much energy. He plays everything note for note, and it's just like the coolest dude.
And we had a
standing over the
fantastic
whole time.
conversation with him last
Yeah,
week. So.
yeah, no, he was awesome. He was awesome. I have.
What else you got?
Let's see. Let's do a peaceful. Yeah, let's go with this one here. It's another short one. Just absolutely incredible stuff from those guys. Absolutely incredible stuff. Yes, they were, Pat. Absolutely were. I'm going to go through a couple others because actually Ray ducked out for a minute here. So we're going to keep it going with a nice fun one. Victim of Love. This is the ultimate cowbell song. I mean, this guy, wait till you see what happens here. I want to thank Bob Watts for that video. I believe those last three were his. I get them all sent to me all at once. So I have to kind of guess at which one was taken with a nice camera and which one was taken with an iPhone. So I believe those three that I just showed you were all Bob's. We have another one. This is the end of Hotel California. That was the end of Hotel California, and we've got a Ray back here. He is back with something in his hand.
It's Benadryl. I'm not gonna lie, man. I am having a bad allergic reaction. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, but it got us both here.
Yeah.
We're fighting.
I'm gonna stop
though.
eating.
But this next one, this is the last
wait
one
until we
I
get to
have.
the future. Just take a pill and you eat it, and you're good.
That's the that's the end of it. This last video I have from them is of their new bass player, Devin, doing the
Nice guy.
the super nice guy, doing the end of Take It to the Limit. So here it
Nice.
goes.
One more time.
That guy can sing, man. That guy, I'm telling you,
sing, he
7
can
Bridges, a true experience. If there is an experience,
Yeah.
to the Eagles,
They
that was
absolutely
phenomenal.
kill it.
Absolutely
I
phenomenal.
it is undeniable that they.
We will have them
keep-
back. We will have. Speaking of back, did you get the one thing I sent you to put up? I'm going to announce it right now while we're waiting for people to come on. The Amish Outlaws.
Oh shit! You did not.
I
send me
did.
that.
Yes, I did.
Where'd you send it to me?
I texted it to you. I
When did
texted
you-
you a picture of it. I texted you that and the Amish Outlaws thing somewhere.
Where's that
there.
at?
It's in all that shit somewhere. No.
Where's that at? No.
Oh man, I must not have. Well, if you go on our Facebook or our website, I'm gonna text it to him right now so he can't say it.
Yeah.
The Amish Outlaws are back on let me see.
January 4th.
January 4th, they will be back, and tickets are on sale as of today. So you might want to get those fast because they sell out like.
Looks like we have a Glenn
all the time. They literally sell out like there's no tomorrow. So, we have Glenn on. Let's just look. I'm gonna send this to Steve while he gets his thing going there. There we are. You have that for later. And with no further ado, because we have him on tomorrow, 8:00. Doors open at 7. The one and only Glenn Hughes is back. He disappeared. He's invisible there. But Glenn Hughes is back for his 4th visit to the Landis Theater. We can't wait.
Me either.
Glenn!
How are you guys? Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
I'm looking forward to coming back tomorrow.
Oh, we can't wait, Glenn. We're looking so forward to it. We miss you, my friend. You're like family here.
Thank you. Means a lot. Thanks so much.
This is your 4th visit with us.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to see you there. The great crowd, great venue. I love you, and let me prove it to you one more time.
We can't wait. Now, this time around, it's the 50th anniversary of the Burn album.
That's correct.
That's correct. Now, are you
Go
doing
ahead.
the full album, or are you just doing parts of the album?
A selection of the album,
Okay.
which I think is appropriate for those particular songs, and there'll be some other great songs from my Deep Purple legacy. So look forward to seeing you all there.
That is so exciting.
Now, you have anything new in the works?
Yeah, I have a new album that I've just recorded this summer in Copenhagen, and it's coming next spring. So you'll see me next year playing my new music.
Are we going to hear any of that this year? Or not at all. We're going to
No, it's
Okay.
It's coming next spring. I can't really play anything until the album comes out.
Oh, I can't wait for this, Glenn. We are so excited for this new album.
Thank you. Me too.
I got to ask you. So what is it? So I mean, you've been around for a long time. You've been with some of the most amazing artists. I mean, you are the voice of rock and roll. I mean, what is it that's fueling your music and your music writing now, like with the new album?
I think whatever is happening for me musically and lyrically at that moment, it's something that it happens spontaneously for me. So I'm always writing music and lyrics. So when I feel I have something to say, I went in the studio in June and said it. So it's been 8 years since my last studio album as a solo artist, as you know. But but you know, this next record could be my best. So I don't know. You have to let me know.
All I can tell you is every time you're here, your voice, it sounds it sounds like you're back in the day. It's like your voice never changed. How do you keep your voice sounding so spectacular? I mean, it's still perfect in every way.
I don't think about the next indicated note. I'm in the moment that I'm a human that actually feels life as it happens at the moment. So for me, behind the microphone, I don't really think about anything that's coming except the next note. I don't plan on stuff. It just happens spontaneously for me. So that's why I'm always been like.
Oh, that's amazing. Because like I said, we have some clips of you when you were here in the past, and people they're in awe of the sound that's coming out of you. Still, I mean, you've been a legend of rock and roll like all my life, and I look up to you like to me, you're just one of the greatest singers of all time.
Well, thank you so much. You're very kind. Thanks.
Well, and I do. I always have. I've always loved you. I've always loved your music. I have collections of your albums, your solo stuff, and everything. I have to ask you, though, you've worked with so many legendary performers. Who can you name anyone who was just like maybe your favorite person to work with?
Well, there's been so many, you know. There's been literally a lot of people.
Any memorable moments with any of them?
Well, they're all very special. I mean, you know, you've got everything I've ever done, whether it's solo or whether it's Trapeze or Deep Purple or with Black Country Communion or
Black Country Communion.
So, you know, it's been an incredible journey for me to have done what I've done with my life, and it's not over. So I got so much more left to do, and it's just a great feeling for me to continue this journey.
Well, let me ask you this. So we're reflecting kind of this tour. I guess we're reflecting on Deep Purple. I mean, How about any of those experiences with Deep Purple that shaped your music as you went on to Trapeze and all the other bands and your career from there?
Well, I just think each album was different, and each album writing was different, and the camaraderie was different, So again, it's just things change every year. There's a new version of me or you.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me, it's always been honorable to be mates with bandmates and enjoy working with people as friends. And some people are difficult, and some people aren't.
This is true.
For me, it's been a gracious moment to continually have friendship with most of the people I've ever worked with. So it's really important.
I think that's funny because that's how I find you to be such a relatable person. Like when we met you the first time, you're so relatable to people because here you are, you've been a rock star all my life. You're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as the voice of rock and roll, and here you are. What you're saying right there, what you said, going through the life and with people and getting along with people, and it's everyday life for everybody. It's funny because that's how I find you so relatable because your life it's very similar to everyone else's. Some people you like working with. We've all been through different jobs. You've been through different bands, and I think that's what makes you so relatable to people. And again, why I enjoy you so much as a performer.
Well, like I said before, I'm still here. I love what I do. If I didn't really dig this anymore, I wouldn't do it. I just have so much more to do in my life to connect with people, and that's why I enjoy it. Meeting people, new and old fans, and for making new music for me is very vitally important.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this new album. Now, this is a solo album. Is there anybody on the album we might know about?
In my band, just my band.
Okay.
There's no guests on this album.
Okay.
It was done live in the studio in Copenhagen, and this could be my finest work. I don't know. I've made so many albums, but I'm really, really happy about this particular one.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear it. Can you give us any hints about it? Now, did you write everything on it, or was it written by others? Or
I wrote everything, and
I can't wait.
I wrote it in my studio over the past 9 months, and of course, the album was recorded in June in Copenhagen. And again, it's a moment for me to let it all out, And it's a very soulful rock album, which I like to do. And
yes,
I'm very, very grateful. Very, very grateful.
Oh, I am so excited for the album. Is there a name of the album yet, or have you come up with a name yet?
I can't tell you that one.
Oh, you can't tell us. I'm going to try and get it out of you. I cannot. I absolutely can't wait for this, Glenn. We can't wait to hear this album. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
So let me ask you. So again, we'll talk about your voice. I mean, your voice just stays absolutely amazing throughout all these years. Again, as we said a little bit ago, you were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as the voice of rock and roll. And you keep. Is there any techniques or anything that you do that keeps your voice in the shape that it's in?
For me, I don't really have a technique. It's the breathing. It's all about the breathing for me. It's about the warm up. It's about not thinking about the next note I'm going to sing. It's about being free to express myself. And by the way, I don't have any fear behind the microphone. So if a person has fear in any walk of life, it's going to show. So for me, I just feel free, and I feel I can be totally at peace when I'm singing.
See, that's amazing, and it's such a good feeling for people like us that just love music. And look, I'm wearing your shirt. See that? I got my Glenn Hughes shirt on, baby.
I much appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, I wear it everywhere, baby.
He does.
I do. I'm a huge fan, and like I said, I always loved you. But once you came here the first time, I realized you're not just an amazing performer, but you're just a good person. And I think so. That's what I want people. I like people to know that. We've had a lot of we've had a lot of big stars on this podcast. I mean, what was his name from Nazareth?
Pete Agnew.
Pete Agnew. I don't know if you've ever met Pete.
I do. He's an old friend of mine.
Oh, Pete's
Yeah.
wonderful. He was in we I even told Pete Agnew I was talking about you to Pete Agnew because I was telling him how I'm just so impressed by who you are as a person.
Oh, thank you.
And Pete reminded me of that too. It makes people realize that you can be this rock star, but you're still just a human being, and you appreciate people for who they are. And I appreciate that.
I really do. I mean, again, I've been doing this for so long, but for me, longevity is being spiritually inclined to progress in that way of life, and that's what I've been doing for quite some time now. So that's my angle on life.
I got to ask you this question, because first time I ever met you, you came out of the dressing room, and you were wearing this amazing outfit, man. I mean, it's like the '60s exploded right in my face. And you looked at me and you said, "How do I look?" And I didn't even know what to say, because you literally were the epitome of rock and roll standing right in front of me. Now I got to ask you, the outfits, are these outfits you've had forever? Who picks these out?
A lady makes all my clothes that I wear on stage in Los Angeles. She's been doing it for about 20 years, and she makes a few different outfits every year. So I like to keep it moving.
Well, you do. Yeah. I'm telling you, one of my favorite things is just seeing your outfits. She's amazing. You got to.
Her name is Cody Verona, and she has a company called Forgotten Saints. Cody Verona at Forgotten Saints.
Forgotten Saints. Well, we'll make sure we put that up, and hopefully she has a website. We'll plug that for her.
She does.
She does. The work she does for you is absolutely amazing. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you.
Much.
So now, are you playing tonight, or are you guys on a rest tonight?
I'm in Pittsburgh right now, and I'm doing a show tonight, and tomorrow I'll be at one of my favorite venues on the East Coast, the Landis Theater.
The Landis Theater. We can't. I don't even say. I'm so excited to see you again. I wanted to ask you this question too. Like, what are your thoughts on? Because especially now that you got a new album coming out.
Yeah.
And like, if you go to Philadelphia, for instance, we're in the Philadelphia market.
Right.
Philadelphia has WMMR, which has been the rock station of Philadelphia forever, and we're affiliated with them. There's not a lot of rock stations left in this area alone. There's one rock station left.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, what are your thoughts on like the current state of rock and roll and where it's going?
Well, I can't really find it anymore, so I don't. I mean, as far as the radio is concerned, so it's a non-event for me. So for me, I don't really listen to the radio. So it's not the way I get my music anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind me asking, what are you like more of like a Spotify type of like download, or do you listen to?
I won't go on Spotify. I don't appreciate that stuff.
Well,
so
and I thank you.
For me, occasionally I'll go on iTunes and I select something, but I don't. I've said this before. People hopefully don't know why I'm saying it, but I don't listen to a lot of music.
Okay.
It's just I'm writing all the time, and I want to stay centered in my own way of thinking and writing. So yeah.
I'm so excited for this new album, and it's funny because I will tell you, because I feel the same. I do listen to music though, but and for me, I look at the state of rock and roll, and I kind of get sad sometimes. But we have what's called the School of Rock. They come here every 3 months with kids from maybe 3 years old to 17 years old, and they're all playing rock and roll music. One of them actually did a whole set of Deep Purple music.
Oh, cool.
And it's so refreshing to see these little like 7, 8, 9-year-old kids playing rock and roll, as opposed to all the other stuff that's out there right now. And that's one of the things. I feel like you're someone that's influencing. I don't even know if you realize you're influencing 7, 8, 9-year-old kids.
Wow, that's beautiful.
With Mistreated. The kids were singing Mistreated. It was unbelievable. They sing some crazy stuff. Anything you want to add? Tell people about the show coming up tomorrow night.
This is my second tour this year in the United States. So we're going to Australia after this. Again, for me, it's continuing making music. As you know, I'm doing the Deep Purple Legacy songs right now, but I can't wait to get back to my own work of Glenn Hughes material and retrospective songs from the past. But for me, it's all about moving forward. It's about getting out of this and moving and going forward.
Yeah.
Yes, and getting a lot of rest, drinking a lot of water, doing all the things you got to do to keep going.
100%.
Exactly. Well, Glenn, look, I know you got a show tonight.
Yeah,
And I know you got to get going. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. Let everyone know that this show is tomorrow night here at the Landis at 8:00. Doors open at 7. There's still some tickets out there on sale. We're hoping to get as many people as we can in the seats because you were one of the greatest performers that I think we've had.
Thank
and
you.
we've had some.
That.
We've had Winona Judds and we've had all kinds of people. But you are my favorite, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.
Well, I hope I am your favorite. I want to say to everybody, on the East Coast here, I love you. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow at the Landis Theater in Vineland, New Jersey.
Absolutely. Glenn, look, you have a wonderful show tonight.
Thank you kindly.
Safe travels getting here tomorrow, my friend.
Thank you kindly. Have a good evening.
Absolutely. God bless. Take care, my friend.
Thank you.
Good night,
Bye.
Glenn.
Bye-bye.
Now, we couldn't hold him too long because he literally is about to go on stage.
Yeah, about to play.
It is 7:30 and his show starts at 8. He's still got to get in his clothes. He's got to get himself ready.
But that right there just shows you know exactly
Yep.
who Glenn is. I mean, he's willing to take time out of a show day.
Yeah.
To come talk to us on a Tuesday to promote a show.
Yeah.
You know, and just hang out. I mean, that's one of those interviews. It just feels like you're talking to somebody you've known forever. It feels like you and I talking. Yep. You know, it's always amazing.
He's just such a wonderful person.
Always amazing.
And I remember the last time he was here, I greeted him on the bus, and as soon as he saw me, he said, "Raymond," and he put his arms out and he goes, "I'm home." It was one of the nicest, most, I don't know, for me as being a fan of him for so many years, like Trapeze was
Trapeze is phenomenal.
As I said, he's done so much amazing music over the years.
Yes.
And to think he's got another album coming out. I mean, I personally cannot wait for this album.
I got this right from his website. This is his bio here. And it says in 2024, he's returning, obviously doing this tour. And then it says, in addition, Black Country Communion will regroup and see their 5th album release
we should
in the
ask
first
him about
half of
that.
the year.
Well, we're gonna have to ask him about that.
I think so, because man, Black Country Communion is a kick-ass band.
Another great
absolutely kick-ass band. I have a promo for Glenn if we want.
Can we show that?
If we want to roll that real
absolutely.
Where's he at?
Again, thank you, Glenn, for coming on. Have a great show tonight, man. You guys in Pittsburgh, you are in for a treat, man.
Yes.
Glenn Hughes live is like nothing you've ever seen before, man.
Nothing you've ever seen. Oh, here we go with the promo.
Oh my God, man! How does he do it?
How in the world?
How does he do it
at that age? Can you?
He's got to be. What is he now? 73.
73.
73 years old.
Yes.
He's still, but I mean, he's still got a lot of time left, man.
Yeah.
73 is not old now.
No, not at all. And again, the guy takes care of himself.
Making music.
I think he'll.
Well,
be
he didn't take care of himself back in the day.
He did not, but
I read his book.
Yeah, he does now. But I want to thank Greg Jean for those videos because they were ripped right off of his YouTube, baby.
Oh, excellent, man.
I saw the shot. I'm like, damn, you're like right in the front row, like right up in there, man. That looks fucking good.
Sometimes that's the place to go get some past stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad idea sometimes.
So.
Thank you guys. But again, man, Glenn, I again thank you so much for everyone that's seeing him tonight in Pittsburgh. That's fantastic. But anyone in this area, you can see Glenn Hughes inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as the voice of rock and roll, and that's why. Right there's why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's hitting those notes at 73 years old.
It's insane, and just so like effortlessly, man. He doesn't. There's no amount of strain.
And he beats the shit out of that bass.
Yes,
I mean, the man is an amazing bass player. On top of it,
he gives it up to Jimmy to play on Highway Star.
Yeah,
I think at the end of every show.
Yeah, Jimmy's the best. Jimmy is his tour manager and a good friend of ours as well.
I can't wait to see him too. I was kind of hoping he might be on as well.
But. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Could you imagine him on? We'd still be on.
Exactly right. Yes, that's true.
He's the jokester of the bunch.
Yeah, man. That's one of those shows. Stormbringer. I mean, that's a fucking song that just can't be beat. Mistreated. Highway Star, all those songs, Burn, man. It's just, it is so fantastic.
Yeah,
to hear it live.
I got a hold of Dave Hagen from Monster Mania today because Dave actually got to see Glenn with Deep Purple back in the 70s.
Oh wow!
And Dave, I told him, I said, hey man, I just wanted to let you know, he's here, and if you want to come, and you guys that are fans of Monster Mania, Dave Hagen's a good friend of ours, and he's been doing it for years. He's the one to put it together, and he's a huge fan of Glenn, and he's like, I'm going to see what I can change tomorrow to be there to see Glenn again.
Speaking of,
he was here last time.
Huge fans of Glenn. This is also right from his website. This is a little tidbit that I found. Stevie Wonder once called Glenn Hughes his favorite white singer.
White singer. Hey, I like that white boy.
I thought that one was pretty funny, but that's
Glenn actually pretty. Dude, Stevie Wonder is probably one of the greatest black singers to ever live.
There you go.
I mean, think about it.
That is two people who
Stevie Wonder could sing, baby.
Absolutely fantastic voices, and that's real.
Could you imagine if the two of them would have done a song together?
How could they? The world would end.
That would be amazing.
I mean, that would be. There's a couple guys that they're just.
I wonder if he knows that. We should have said something to him about that. See, look, you need to collaborate with Stevie, baby.
There is a video of I think it's Dr. Dre or one of those guys, and they're talking about how Stevie Wonder would call him at like 4 a.m, right? And he'd be like, "What difference does it make to Stevie? Why is he up at 4 a.m.? Like
he don't know it's 4 a.m.
He doesn't know
bro.
It's 4 a.m. So what are you doing calling me at 4 a.m, dude? Why don't you call me at a normal hour? He's like, you can sleep any time of the day. 4 a.m. You're calling me.
He can't see the clock.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Not only can't see the clock, he can't see the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you,
one
Stevie
of the funniest things. He's like, it's not like the sun wakes him up.
Amazing. He is amazing. Let's real quick because we have I believe a dear friend of mine, Dan, is on from Back in Black coming up next. But let's real quick. We've got to hit some of our sponsors real fast.
Yes,
if you want to,
and actually, I do still have.
You want to hit that read?
Just a little thing from the food festival. If we want to go through that too.
Oh,
it's only 20 seconds long.
Yeah, well, you know what? We got a little time. We got about another 5 minutes before we get Dangus on. Dan is literally one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet too. So stay tuned. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love. If you haven't seen Back in Black, this is their fifth time playing here.
I think they're fifth.
Yeah,
time.
Man, we got to talk about
fifth
that.
Or sixth. I mean,
we got. They've been here a lot, and I like it, dude. They'll be here until the day I die. That's for sure. Because I love these guys, man.
Hell yeah!
Which might be tomorrow with the way I'm feeling after what I ate today.
I'm
not even kidding you, dude.
Gladly keep it going.
I've got Benadryl in me. I even took a Zyrtec. I'm not eating that shit ever again, man. Holy crap.
Should have stuck with the filet.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So this was from Sunday. We had the food truck festival. Just a short little thing.
Real quick, so people know we had a food truck festival Sunday. It went from noon till 8. It was very long food truck festival.
8 hours.
Just about every food truck ran out of food. We did help a couple that needed some hot water, things of that nature. We had a beer garden outside. The Landis showed movies for kids. We had the Casey Ray's bar downstairs was open. And it was a good event. There was at least a good 1,500, 2,000 people that might have showed up.
I was surprised because they kept going.
Yeah,
the day,
there were people leaving. I heard one guy say he couldn't even get anything to eat because the lines were so long at all the trucks.
Yep. Yes, they were, especially in the beginning there. Man, there was the Filipino.
Oh yeah, a bunch of
barbecue guys,
state
man,
troopers.
Their line was
Yeah.
actually through the next intersection,
Which was
which
amazing.
was insane.
That-
There was no
and
other
real
line
quick,
that long.
this Filipino barbecue thing was it's operated by several state police officers.
Mhm.
They were ones that needed hot water. They couldn't open until they
Yeah.
had some type of hot water. So
Yeah.
we made sure we helped them out. But I got their phone numbers, so we became friends, and they're all former Army guys.
Mhm.
So it was really cool, man. A lot of great people, man. Some
I think it
great
was
great
called
food.
Canto.
I think it was called
I
Canto.
wanna say.
It was
It's a yellow
phenomenal, man.
sign,
And it
so
was
good.
great. Of course, they gave us
Fantastic.
a kebab. We traded kebab for hot water.
Mhm.
So it was pretty amazing. But yeah,
Yes.
thank you guys. But yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
There
Look
we
what
go.
you got there.
Just a short little thing.
That was
There you
very
go.
fast.
Hey,
And
what
and,
else do you do for a food
Lee,
truck video,
you
man?
had some good music going there too.
I
I
was
was like
I was
bopping
trying to
and
take
shit.
pictures and videos of it all day long, and I'm like,
I was bopping to that
what do
shit.
I actually take a picture of? You know,
And
like-
Steve actually got, if you noticed, it was an aerial shot there. Steve got on the roof of the
Yes.
Landis to get that shot.
Yeah,
Yes,
and then
he
people
did.
kept staring me down, and I was like, shit, maybe I shouldn't be.
They thought he was a sniper or some shit up there.
I saw some police activity, and I was like, well, let's get back
There's
downstairs.
a guy on the roof.
I mean, really. The last time I did it for the car show,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think any of those people thought anything
No,
of
they
it,
could
but
care less.
they're also in cars, so not really looking up. But
Yeah,
yeah, the food truck festival, man, I got to the end of the fucking thing, and people are just,
Yeah, like, what's that guy doing
that
on the
guy
roof?
doing up there? It's like, oh shit, all right, maybe I
That's
should leave.
hilarious.
So yeah, I tried to go down and get some other stuff, but it's really just people walking and eating. So I don't really want to be too intrusive.
That is hilarious. So real quick, let's give a read here real quick and thank our main sponsors here.
Yes, we would like to thank our sponsor, Michael Kelly Guitars. Steve Pisani of Radio Flashback is their head honcho over there. You can check them out at www.michaelkellyguitars.com. They have electrics, acoustics, hybrids, and more, bringing you the best guitars in sound and style. Also, like to thank Absolute Vodka, now available in our concession stand for $10 a can. We have their Mango Mule, their Grapefruit Paloma, and their Vodka Cran cans.
And you are sporting the Absolute Vodka Eagles shirt today. That's fantastic.
I am a victory that
Yeah,
the very first and only victory in Brazil.
Yeah, and
on that
and
terrible field.
horrible defense, but
Bad conditions.
But we won regardless.
That
We
happens.
won. Pacheco won. It was a good weekend for football around here. I also I want to mention Wanderback. So Wanderback Beer Works. So the Wanderback guys were at the food festival with us, actually selling beer. Brian and Chris were with us. Brian is the brewmaster there, and it was so fun talking to Brian because you learn so much about just his knowledge of just from everything from how to pour a beer to the temperatures and why the jockey box isn't working and things are from. I mean, we learned so much just from Chris. It was amazing. Yeah. But and I can't wait to try some of the new stuff they have coming out. Because he's like the king of like his cranberry. He made this with the last brewery they were with. I don't want to mention them because it's not them anymore. But they made like a cranberry brew, and it was phenomenal. And he is like the man when it comes to like fruity stuff like that, and sours, which I'm a big fan of. So
I'm the biggest fan.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for Wanderback. And again, we had a wonderful time with them, selling their stuff, and we'll plug them a little bit after we get
they fit
done.
Right on in, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, they did. They really did, man.
I feel like they'll be part of the family right away.
Oh, you.
But yes, Wanderback Beer Works.
Good people come together for a reason, and I'm really glad that Chris and Brian and those guys are the guys that.
I see you have two cans.
Oh, these are the new ones. And we were talking about these. The future-proof Pilsner, and then this one over here. It's the Feast beer, the Fest beer. This I call it the Feast beer.
What are you trying?
Because I try to be German when I say it.
It's the Fest beer.
The Feast beer. But this Pilsner is the one that I call the cologne for my tongue.
Cologne for his tongue.
Yeah, because the Pilsners to me, a Pilsner, if you don't know what a Pilsner is for those non-beer drinkers, that's your Budweiser, your Coors, stuff like that. And I just literally can't stand. They leave a bad aftertaste in your mouth. This one does not.
It does not.
It's
Does not. It's delicious.
I don't even know how it's a Pilsner. It tastes too good to be a Pilsner. But and the cans are now
they're like 5-something%. Both of them. I've never seen a 5% Pilsner.
5.5 and a 5.7 on this golden lager. Yeah, the Fest beer is a golden lager, by the way. But the cans themselves, the printing on them, it kind of it's the coolest feel that you've ever felt for a can.
Yes.
It's just I don't know how to explain it, man. I love these guys.
Curbside recyclable,
and
as they are.
I love the look. It's got that like old school, like 60s, 70s vibe. Even the muted colors. I don't know. I just love it, man. I think they're great.
Like and the brown and orange, man. That is.
Oh no!
I feel like everyone's grandma had to couch those colors right there.
Hey, you leave my grandmother's couch.
Tell me that she did.
We couldn't see if my grandmother's couch had that yellow, the plastic on it that had yellowed over the years. So I don't know what color was under there.
Absolutely.
But I guarantee you, God forbid you sit on the couch.
But we have Dang It. Do you want to do their promo before?
Yeah, let's give a little promo. So they are Friday night.
Yes.
Friday night is Back in Black, the AC/DC experience. They call it a tribute, but man, these guys are the true AC/DC experience, man. Again, doors open at 7 as always. Show starts at 8. It's this Friday, Back in Black. If you haven't seen these guys, I don't know where you've been. They've been here. It's like their 5th or 6th time playing.
We have given ample opportunity.
I'm telling you, you literally, if you're a man, they will rock your balls off. They're just, you will leave here going, wow. I guess
it's true, man. I mean, look, they're another one.
They're an amazing band, man.
I don't
amazing
think we
group
could find
of
a
musicians.
better one.
You can't.
No.
You can't. Not like these guys, man. And again, every year they come back. And they will be back every year, and we'll talk to Dan.
They bring something new every damn time, man. Miguel gets some new fucking toy that he wants.
Oh, he's always got some shit on stage, man. They got cannons like ACDC. They got bells.
He's always buying shit,
whistles,
trying to set it up. And I love it.
They got so much shit. It's unbelievable. You want to play that promo?
I love it. Yeah, here we go. This
is
from the not the last time they played, but the year before.
Oh, Back in Black.
A whole nice thing.
Yes, baby. Yes.
What's going on, guys?
Dude, what the hell is going on, brother?
Not too much, man. First of all, I cannot freaking believe I am following Glenn Hughes.
I was going to say, how's that feel, man?
That is freaking unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable.
You literally you're following the voice of rock and roll, man. A true legend of rock and roll right there, brother.
Absolutely.
I cannot tell you.
A legend in his own right.
Yeah.
There,
oh,
man.
You are, man.
Yeah.
Dan, you're a legend at least in our minds,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I love that, man. I tell you, this is, his fourth time here, fourth time here. Yeah. And we've become friendly and he's just become like, it's crazy to think for me, man, that I'm friends with Glenn Hughes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, I got to slap myself sometimes, It's like, what the what? But dude, you guys are back in black and back in violent again this Friday, brother. How's it feel?
Yes, sir. We are so glad to be back.
I can't wait to see you, man. I cannot wait to see you
too.
Yeah, you, Miguel, and everyone. You guys have Tony, everybody. You just become such good friends of ours, man. And you're a band that we not only bring back every year. We will, like I said, I will bring you back every year till you guys stop playing or I stop doing whatever. So. But
we're not going to stop playing, man. You're stuck with it.
I love you, man. Like I said, I for anyone that loves AC/DC or that's ever seen AC/DC, you know what I mean? This, not only do you guys bring the sound, but I was always a huge fan of Angus Young. Angus was just the guy for me. And when I went to a show, I was just mesmerized. Now, I had seen them several times in the 80s. I saw them in the 90s. I was very lucky to get to see the early, and I'm telling you, I've seen other AC/DC bands. When I watch you doing your thing up there, I swear to you, it's like watching Angus Young again. And I think that's why they call you Dangus. You know, it's funny, but it's like you really bring him back to life in his youth, if that makes sense.
So much, man. That is, I mean, that's what I go for. That is totally the mission, you know, to bring people back to AC/DC's prime and make them love AC/DC music. I know you were talking to Glenn about, you know, playing rock and roll as opposed to, or the kids playing rock and roll as opposed to some of the other new stuff they could be playing. And, you know, I think that is really a sign that us rockers are doing something right to see that. And, you know, if I can remind people, Angus in his prime, dude,
it's the time of year I get to bring out all my fire and stripper videos.
There you go.
And let me tell you, all these songs that you guys sing, that are some of them very inappropriate for kids, these kids are singing on our stage because they did a whole AC/DC night. And we're like, if they only knew what that meant.
They did an AC/DC and a Kiss one, man. And,
they did Kiss.
Holy shit.
And they were doing, what's the back door? What's the song with the fucking about banging someone from behind in the back door there? I'm like, the kids are singing it. I'm like, they don't even know what this means.
Yeah.
The Deuce.
Yeah. They were literally singing the Deuce.
I was like, oh my God. It was hilarious. But they're playing the instruments. They're singing the lyrics. They're understanding rock and roll. And I can't tell you how much I love that. Speaking of the School of Rock, your drummer.
Yes.
Steve, we call him Little Steve because we had a tall Steve and a little Steve here at one time, was once a teacher for the School of Rock.
Still is. He still does.
Is he still doing it?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think he moved up at the School of Rock he's teaching at. He's like the director or something now.
So now he doesn't work anymore.
Now he doesn't work anymore. You heard that, Steve.
Yes. So I got to ask you, how long have you guys been together now?
Yeah. So I've been in the band since November of 2015. My first show was on a Friday the 13th, November 13th.
And you're playing a Friday the 13th again.
Yeah.
This is Friday the 13th coming up.
Oh, I guess it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell's Bells on Friday the 13th.
There you go.
Landis, baby.
Yeah. Spooky.
We got to promote that.
Next year is going to be 10 years for me that I've been back in black. But the guys have been going since 1990. So for them, next year is going to be 35 years.
Who's been in the band since the beginning?
Miguel and Tony. They're the only two original guys.
And they're amazing people too, man. I can't tell you, Miguel texts me all the time, and even when he's got things just to say, I love him, man. He's just a true good human being, man, in every shape and form, and an amazing band member. And Tony, man, just I mean, how do you don't get that?
Do that voice.
Yes.
It's so hard to do.
And he's been doing that for 30 some years.
Yep. I mean, how many people can duplicate those sounds?
No.
Nobody, really.
For that long, too. I mean, that's insane.
I can do it for 2 minutes, and then I have to cough, choke, and
that's
everything.
Me too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he's just amazing. And the thing about it is, over the years, he has got it down to a science. Every song, the annotations there, it sounds so realistic to and what I love is, to me, like, I've seen a couple other tributes that do AC/DC, and they do very album-esque AC/DC, where you guys do more of a live AC/DC, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even in your actions, is all the stuff that Angus used to do.
Right.
Somehow Angus is like 150 by now. Somehow he's still headbanging.
Yeah.
You know, but he doesn't get on the floor as much anymore. He doesn't walk across seats and things like that.
Where's the outfit and shit? There,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
He's going to be 70 next year.
Is that it? Is that all? I
That's
really
what
thought,
I mean. He's another one. Man.
I thought he was so much older than that, though.
He does look a little bit older.
Because when I was young and saw him, I always felt like he was already older, you know?
Yeah, he was born March 31st, 1955.
Okay.
So only 2 days different from you in terms of where his birthday is, because I know you're second.
That's it. Look at you. You remember that. I love you, Dan.
Because it's the same birthday as my mom. I'll always remember your birthday. Not only for that reason, but
that's awesome, brother.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Is Angus's birthday.
And I always tell everybody, man, when you guys come, man, one of my favorite things is just getting to see you, because you're one of those just genuinely just good human beings, man. You're an amazing artist, and you're just a damn good human being, man. I mean, you now. During your off time, you're a musical director for church and stuff. Is that correct?
I am. I'm
still
the musical
doing
director at church. I sure am. Yep.
That's amazing, man. It's so amazing because, like I said, it's such a great group of musicians from so many different backgrounds doing so many different things, you know. And you guys come together and you recreate the sound that I remember. Again, when I watch you, that's the '80s AC/DC to me.
For the prime. Their prime time.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And that's what I feel when I watch you guys. I truly feel like I'm back, you know.
Yes.
You know, I remember, I'm trying to think, I had to be the For Those About to Rock tour when they had the cannons and all that stuff going on. Yep. And when I see you doing your thing, it really reminds me of that tour every time. And that was probably my favorite tour ever, seeing AC/DC at that time.
I wish I could have. Yeah, I wish I could have seen that tour.
Dude, if there was a way, if I ever get a wish, I'm going to wish that you and I can go back together, watch that show. If I look, they usually give you 3 wishes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to waste one of them on you, Dan. And we're going to go back to that show at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, and we're going to watch it happen again, brother.
Because let's freaking do it, man.
Dude, it was such a good show, man. It was such a good show.
Yeah.
So look, anything new going on with you guys? You guys.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Pretty much no news is good news. You know, we're just chugging along the Back in Black train, and we are, you know, standing them up and knocking them down. That's you know, that's the MO.
Yeah. So speaking of AC/DC, Steve is going to go turn the AC on because we are sweating in here.
There you go. Yeah.
But I gotta tell you though, because so you guys, I don't know if you know, but so. You guys were one of the first bands we had play here when I took over.
Right.
And then COVID hit.
Yep.
You were one of the first bands we had back after COVID.
Yep.
And we still have in our green room, we have a drum head that you guys all signed, and it said the
Open the USA tour.
Open the USA tour back up.
Yep.
It was like your first show, our first show, and it was really cool, man. So we've got a long history together here.
We sure do.
Which is really cool, man. It's really cool, man. I love it. I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you this time, though, that I actually had written down here.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you this. So what is it about AC/DC's music that actually, for you personally, resonates with you personally?
Okay. So when the first time I heard AC/DC, I remember where I was. Like people talk about knowing where they were, you know, at the Kennedy assassination or whatever. I remember where I was the first time I heard AC/DC, and I was sitting in front of the TV screen. I had just turned on one of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater video games, and TNT by AC/DC.
Oh, I remember that game.
I
remember that game.
I heard that first of TNT and the drums building up, you know. Dude, from that point on, I was hooked. Like to answer your question, I don't really know what it is specifically about their sound. I mean, obviously I love the guitar sound and all that, but with AC/DC, it's just magic. It's synergy. Like they say, like the total is more than the sum of its parts. For me, that is AC/DC in a nutshell. You know, it's the pinnacle of rock and roll to me.
No, I agree. Yeah. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So, and have you ever had like is there one like that you can remember, one audience reaction or even just audience member reaction over your almost 10 years with the band that really sticks out to you? That's something that's so memorable. It really, you know, sticks in your mind.
Yeah, there are a few. going back to the COVID days, like you said, when we were all locked down, we did a show in Connecticut. We were in a parking lot and everyone just stayed in their cars. Like that was the rule because of all the quarantine things. And like, I think people, well, I don't think, I know people, I mean, they genuinely missed rock shows so much that they were just so all about it. And we almost never do an encore. Like when we play For Those About to Rock,
that's the end of the show. Yeah. Yep.
I can count on one hand the number of times in my 9 years with the band we've played a song after For Those About to Rock. And I believe that show we played 2 because they just would not stop. And, you know, I was totally blown away to see just how much they had missed us over those couple months. And it was honestly touching, you know, and that's why we played 2 more songs after For Those About to Rock, because in that situation, you just can't not do it. So that's one that'll always stick in my mind.
Well, speaking of that, so playing a couple extra songs, I mean, dude, that's another thing about AC/DC. And even the last album they just put out, it's got some killer tunes on it, man.
Yeah,
how do you decide what songs to play?
Right. And, you know, it's pretty much every show I get questions from people. Why didn't you play?
Because there's so many.
And I always just tell them we can't play every song every night. You know, we're sorry to not play every song you wanted to hear, but AC/DC just has so many good ones. We cannot play every song every night. It's just, you know,
you guys don't want to do an 8-hour-long show. I mean, that's, you know, put in a full day's of work.
So what you do when you come here, there's one of my favorite AC/DC songs,
the Jack,
and you play it for me every time. And I tell you, I appreciate it every time because I close my eyes and I'm like, man, I remember seeing this live. And it's just that song, man. It's such a dirty song. And I just love it. And again, it's one of those songs as a kid, I had no idea what it meant. Then when I got older and found out, I'm like, oh, I love it. I love that I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you have this huge catalog of music. Right. So do you guys kind of stick to like the Back in Black and the, you know, For Those About to Rock and the Dirty Deeds? Do you always stick those in, and do you fill in, or do you kind of stick with the same set most of the time?
We definitely have staples, you know, like you said. For Those About to Rock, we play every show.
You have to.
All night long, we play every show. Dirty Deeds, we play pretty much every show. You know, there's quite a list of great songs that are in every show, but the parts of the show that aren't made up of those staples, it's a rotation. You know, we'll put some deep cuts in there. We'll put in some, you know, some B-list hits that are still hits, but maybe not as gigantic of a hit as You Shook Me All Night Long. You know, it's really a rotation based on the quote unquote blanks.
No, I remember when the Back in Black album came out. And I remember putting that record on my little, you know, Mickey Mouse turntable thing that I had back then. And there was not, and there still isn't today, there is not a song on that album that is not a hit.
Absolutely not.
There's not a song on that album that not everybody doesn't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those, there's very few albums that you can say, like, I'll go to, like, Michael Jackson had maybe Thriller, and he had, what was the other one? The one with him on the front looking all sexy like this.
Oh shit!
I can't. Oh man, I can't remember the one album. But that was, he had 2 albums like that. There's very few bands that you go, man, the entire album. Was
no
like
skips.
And that was Back in Black for me. I mean, dude, all the other albums were great, but that was that one album that all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I'm hearing every song on the radio.
Every song I've heard every song on that album on the radio.
Yeah, because how can you not? And that's there's very few bands that can say that they've had a record that every song has kind of gone. Again, the only person I can think of myself is Michael Jackson.
Are you talking Off the Wall?
Off the Wall. Yeah. Off the Wall is another album he had. Yeah, that's when he's all in the front going, yeah. He's like, I can do my Michael. That's all I can do for Michael Jackson. I can't do anything about it, man. So, again, you guys are all you guys all come from like a different background. I mean, like I said, you leave and you're back in church, you know, directing church music. I mean, how do you share a little bit about the chemistry of the band? I mean, when you guys come together? I mean, how's that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think the chemistry we have in Back in Black is great. You know, like I said with AC/DC, the whole is more than the sum of its parts. I am very honored to say that I think the same thing is true of Back in Black. You know, like you said, we do come from very different backgrounds, and like Steve and I are in our 30s, and the rest of the guys are in their 50s. So, I mean, there's certainly an age gap there, but I mean, it's almost like it's not even really there. We're just, we all kind of form one cohesive unit. And I truly do think that it's possible to put 5 great musicians in a room and have them not play all that well together, even though each one is great individually. And I think that speaks to the question you're asking. That chemistry is a very valuable part of a band. And I think that is an extreme strong suit of our band. You know, I love the guys I'm playing with, and I think it shows. You know, we all love each other.
It does.
It
does.
And I would like to think that shows in our performances. And I do think we're pretty good musically, if I do say so myself. But I think the chemistry is what takes it, you know, from a good musical performance to the next level that can't be duplicated any other way other than having good chemistry with your bandmates.
And that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because of all the bands that play here, the chemistry within your band is probably some of the tightest and most cohesive that I've seen in any of the bands.
Yeah.
It's just when you watch your interactions on stage, when you watch you guys just loading in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can see how everybody is. And when you're on stage, it's like, again, you know, you had another drummer when you first started here. And I remember Miguel texting me saying, "Yo, man, we're looking for a drummer." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I know this guy who's amazing, bro."
Yes, sir.
And I said, "I don't know, you know, if he could do it. I know he's been talking about wanting to like tour, but I know he can destroy this music. I know he's probably one of the best drummers I've heard in a long time." Yeah. And you know, and you know, Steve has some, you know, he has some physical defects, you know, things that he's got to get past. But I watched him play like a double show for us of Green Day music. And I'm like, if he can do that, man, you know, because I think the world of Steve. I think he's just one of the sweetest, kindest guys I've ever met. I love his ability. I love what he does. I love who he is as a human being. And 100%. I told Miguel, I said, you got to try this guy out. And you know how Miguel is. He's like, all right, man. Anybody else, you know, anybody have this and that, this and that. And he said, and then he texted me like a couple days later. And I forget where you were playing. I don't know if you remember the first date you ever played with Steve. It wasn't far from here though. And he said, "Yeah, we're letting him play."
It was the Golden Nugget. Was our first show with Steve.
Yes, and he said, "Hey, we're trying him out this week." So and then Steve texted me. He said, "Hey, man, I'm trying out with the band this week." He goes, "Thanks for the intro." I'm like, "Yeah, cool shit."
Yeah, man.
Miguel texted me afterward. He goes, "He's in."
Yeah.
Like, yes,
yes, absolutely, man. Yeah. And you know, you personally come up every time we have that conversation about Steve's audition. You, sir, are an integral part of, you know, what put the current version of Back in Black together.
But that's why the chemistry question was something I wanted to talk, because I felt like Steve was the kind of guy who would fit with the chemistry you had. And I knew you guys were kind of the same age, and you know, and we knew, you know, the other guy's been around, but I just felt like there's gonna, because I knew you as a person by then, and I knew how you are, and I figured you get Steve in there. I said, this is going to be a golden opportunity if you make it work, and I cannot be more thankful that you guys made it work with him, because I think, dude, once you got him in the band, it's like he's been a part of the band for 35 years.
He has. I mean, he's, you know, he fell right in, and it's just, like you said, it feels like he's been there all along. You know? Yeah, 100%. You
just can't see him.
Yeah.
The cymbals are high. I love busting his balls, but I do, man. Again, it's a band of amazing people. Again, it's funny because you just followed Glenn Hughes, who I truly appreciate as a person. And you got to understand, I mean this with all my heart, Dan. I appreciate you the same way. I really do, man, because you guys are just good guys. You're great musicians. You bring you bring the music of an iconic rock band to life every time you're here. Like again, like nobody else has. You know, we've seen God, man, we've seen I don't even know how many like Van Halen bands at this point and stuff here and stuff. And but there's never been an AC/DC band that brings it like you guys do. And you should know that, man. And oh wait, real quick, you know what I almost forgot? I had a question I wanted. Yeah. You guys were part of a documentary not long ago, right? Is that not? What was that about?
A documentary. I'm trying to.
Yeah. I mean, what? Steve Desco from Land of Oz was like, "Oh, Back in Black was mentioned in a documentary," and I asked Miguel about it, and he said, "Yeah, but I don't know what it is, and I wanted to kind of look at it. You don't even know you were in it."
I don't know, man. I didn't know it was in any documentary.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, they're using my image without me.
You gotta get a hold of Miguel and say, "Yo, what documentary?"
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
I gotta
something to plug, man.
Yeah, this is craziness.
Yeah.
What a way to find out you were in a documentary, right?
Yeah. Gee, can I do anything else for you?
Surprise!
I'll give you a drummer. I'll tell you you're in a documentary.
Tell me about this documentary I'm in.
I'm gonna ask Desco what it was called. Yeah, and I'm going to find out, and I'm going to let you know because, he told me, he goes, why aren't you plugging that they were in this? I'm like, because I didn't even know they were in it. And I asked Miguel, and Miguel was like, yeah, foo-fooed it. Like, yeah, we were in that. I'm like, wait a minute, man. That's kind of cool, man.
Dude, you got me. I don't know, man.
One of my favorite documentaries of all time is from Anvil. You remember the band Anvil? Have you ever seen their documentary?
I don't think I have seen it.
Oh, dude. So... You know, AC/DC is one of those bands that was, that looked up to Anvil. Like, so there were so many bands. Anvil was that first band that just brought rock and roll to a new level. And Metallica, AC/DC, all these bands were like, they were like, dude, this is the band we want to be like. Mm-hmm. And they all went poof, and Anvil just kind of stayed right down here and never went anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah.
But we had Anvil here. We had, I literally seeing Lips here was just amazing to me because, again, you got to watch that documentary. Anybody out there tuning in, if you haven't seen, I can't remember the name of it. If you look,
This Is Anvil?
It might be. There's a documentary out there about Anvil, and you got to watch it because it'll break your heart when you see what they went through. But then when you find out who they are, when you finally get to meet them in person, and you realize these are, again, just a couple really good guys.
It's just called Anvil, the story of Anvil.
There you go. It's called Anvil, the story of Anvil. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Well, look, before I let you go, I got to ask you. So, the one thing is, do you guys any of you do anything else? Do you have any other bands? Do you work on any solo stuff? Do you do anything else?
No, man. I mean, between the church and the band, I don't have time to do anything else. Not that I want to, It's a very fulfilling thing, and it's just great. We all have a ball.
Oh, dude, I'm glad to hear that. And Dan, as for those listening in and the people that watch throughout the week, Dangus, as they like to call you, because he is the Angus of Angus Young of the band, and again, one of the most influential rock guitar players of all time. I mean, everybody plays those riffs. I mean, they still feel them today. You hear them in some of these new songs. You're like, dude, that's an AC/DC song, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it's pretty amazing. But so 7:00 doors open on Friday. 8:00 show starts. There's tickets are still on sale. It's Back in Black, the absolute best AC/DC experience you're going to get. And I'm telling you, man, if you haven't seen them, you need to come see them. If you have seen them, dude, let's all party together. Because again, man,
that's it.
It's great music, great band. We got some great drinks, lots of fire, lots of strippers. It's a night that we all live for, man. Look, I'm going to tell you, we just had, again, one of the best Eagles tribute bands you're going to ever hear, Seven Bridges.
Yeah.
And I have a blockage in my heart, and every once in a while I get really winded, and I've been very stressed these last months, and it kind of really took me. I couldn't see. I had to watch the show from my office we have like a hidden camera thing there, whatever you call it, just to keep it on. And I have a speaker in there. I could tune it in. but I just couldn't go down, and I wanted to see. I'm not gonna. I will end up in the hospital before I miss your show, bro. That's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Andy can't do this one.
Yeah,
I am honored, man. We love you. We love your theater. We love everything about playing there, and we are just so thrilled to be back.
Well, Dan, I cannot wait to see you Friday. You and the whole band, man. I cannot wait to see you, my brother. Thank you again. This is Dan Dangus from Back in Black. 10 years, brother. That's amazing.
That's
brother.
it. That's
amazing. Well, look, brother, you have a good night.
You too.
Listen, safe travels getting here. I know you live a ways away. And real quick before you leave, I will tell you, Dan has come down to see a couple shows here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has.
Yes, you have, man. And I'll tell you, it is one of my some of my happiest moments when I see you come around the booth and say hi.
You too, man.
You're just such a good human being and a good friend. And I love when you come down and you watch another show. It just shows the respect that these guys have for other people's music too. It's phenomenal. Man. It's phenomenal.
Hell yes.
Again, Dan, thank you. We will see you Friday. Safe travels to you and everyone in the band. Be careful getting here, and we can't wait to rock and roll, brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good night, buddy.
Have a great night, man.
Good seeing you, brother. Oh, yeah. Cut him off. Oh, man. What a wonderful human being, man. If you guys have not met or seen this, and you'll be able to meet the guys after and everything. Oh, you know what we should have asked him about? We'll ask him next time about his little ritual beforehand. Yeah.
I see him still there.
Yeah. We'll ask him about
He's
that.
wandering around his house.
What an amazing guy, man. But he really is. I'm telling you, he's one of a kind. And that is, again, this Friday, Back in Black, the AC/DC tribute. It's Friday, September 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th too, man. We gotta throw a post out for that, man.
Yes.
This is like
spooky shit.
This is Back in Black on Friday the 13th, man. We got to do something for that. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Tickets are on sale.
Yes, they are.
You don't want to miss. And don't forget the Amish Outlaws tickets went on sale today, baby. There it is. The Amish Outlaws, January 4th, 2025. I went the wrong way.
There, look, we're part of them.
Wait, I got to do everything opposite. Wait a minute. How do I get my hands? Oh, there they go. Now they're pointing that way. It's some opposite shit.
Now we hide again.
Yeah. All right. But I just wanted to plug that again. I love the Amish Outlaws, man. They're so much fun, and I love these guys. And we really wanted to get them for like a New Year's Eve thing. I think next year, because they've been booked so many years I think next year might be our New Year's Eve with the Amish Outlaws, and that's going to be a fucking party, bro. These guys are amazing. I love them, man. I really do. Again, Back in Black. Thank you, Dangus. Thank you, Dan, for coming on. A very good friend of mine, and he's been since 2019 when the first time we ever saw him play here.
Hell yeah, man. Just incredible people,
Absolutely. You want to hit up another
yes
ding-dongy thing of stuff we got to tell everybody about before we move on? We have don't go anywhere because we still have I believe Lee's coming on from Adrenalize, which is our Def Leppard tribute that is coming up this Saturday. But we got to do a little plug here. So
yes, let's go with our events happening upstairs at. Should I say it?
Yes. So technically, we're still Casey Ray's. We haven't officially changed, but we're trying to push the new name and get everybody used to it. We're still kind of under that LLC for now. But everything's going to switch. I'm knocking down all these cans over here.
What the hell are you doing over there?
But the new, the down, we can't tell you what the downstairs is going to be yet. We're waiting for those things to get signed. Yes. But the downstairs is now kind of it's sad, but it's gone. But it's going to become something really amazing, and we know everyone's going to love it. And we can't wait to tell you more about it. But the upstairs at Casey Ray's is now becoming 830 East, the entertainment and event venue.
East, yes.
Yes, 830 East is the address, and I think, it's just the perfect name for the venue and for everything that we do there. It has that real clubby feel.
Yeah.
It's an event venue more than it is a club. We do a lot of stuff there, and Steve is going to kind of tell you what we do.
Yes, Tuesday going on right now. We have Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham's Comedy Roost. Sign-ups start at 6. The show starts at 7. That is followed by karaoke with DJ Paul from 8 to 11:30 p.m. There is no entry fee for either of those. You can come and hone your talents. Now, just a real quick aside about the karaoke. I would say maybe half of the singers we had on Friday were all people from upstairs. So
yes.
it was good to see them come down and get their chance on the big stage. Wednesday, open mic from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. with Donnie Rocket and Dee Dee Star. Look, that logo looks so good on there.
It does, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Let's see.
I like that one because it
Wednesday.
reminded me of the old 3D glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Likewise. Thursday is Ladies' Night. We have 6 p.m. until the party stops. I believe, what's it, from 6 to 8, we do the line dancing in the beginning. And then from 8 p.m. on is our Ladies' Night. It's an R&B mixed vibe with a live DJ. We have special Ladies' Night margarita flights now available, as well as our cocktail towers available for table service only. Back to this. Friday night, we have, where is it at? La Noche Latina. Oh, wait, no.
Real deal.
Hold on. I did that backwards.
Yes,
Wait.
Twisted Tea
Friday night is Twisted Tea Fridays. There it is.
Yes.
$4 Twisted Teas, giveaways, cocktail towers, and rum buckets.
Yeah, this week it is Chino doing some kind of cool like DJ battle too. It's like,
yes,
I think one of them's like even a reggae DJ.
Dembow versus reggaeton.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool night. I'm excited for it, man. I hope people come out for that.
I don't ever get those flyers.
That's gonna be fun, man.
But and then following up on Saturday, La Noche Latina featuring DJ Real Deal. That is from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. There is a $10 entry fee. Again, cocktail towers are available.
You just like saying cock.
And let's see. This is, wait, hold on. I had one more. Our blood drive is every third Thursday, with the next one being September 19th, October 17th, and November 14th. That is right upstairs at 830 East. Boom.
Again, no, we got to get used to that name, 830 East. That's amazing, man. That is so. Well, that's the address. Right? I mean, now it's even easier to find.
It is pretty easier for us to say.
It's like, yo, man, where's this 830 East place? 830 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, bro. So,
hell yeah.
But it's awesome, man. We're excited. It's a name change, and like I said, it's for reasons people will know shortly why things are happening.
George and Lee from Adrenalize. Do we want to play their promo?
Yes, let's do it. So coming up next on the show here real quick is the guys from Adrenalize, man, the ultimate Def Leppard Experience. These guys are phenomenal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think we the first time we ever saw them, they came in as Def Leppard, DEAF.
Yes.
And then they came across Adrenalize. You know, we'll talk about that in a little bit too, but they're here Saturday, September 14th. So it's the day after
Friday the
13th. There was actually a movie out called Saturday the 14th.
Oh,
believe it or not, it was a spoof on Friday the 13th.
I like that.
Yes, it was.
That's how you get away with it, right there.
Saturday the 14th.
That's called a legality.
We will have Adrenalize. But yeah, let's play their promo real quick. Let's see how it goes.
We'll bring them right on from there.
Oh, man, that's a cool little freaking promo there. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's happening?
Man, I remember the samurai wall from the last time you were here. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man.
Good to see you guys, man. Good to see you guys. I got to say one thing off the bat, and this is something I can tell you that no band we've ever had here can say this except you. You sold so many fucking tickets that they stopped serving crab legs, baby. There it is. Due to a Adrenalize concert on the 5th of September, the county fair buffet at the casino said they will not sell crab legs. Dude, that is an accolade. Do you understand how good that is for your band? We sold so many tickets that they can't afford to give the crab legs away to these people. That's a good thing.
We're still trying to figure that out.
That they'll never get crabs at an Adrenalize show.
Yeah, but that just goes to show that look, any other band that comes, they don't sell for shit. But these guys are so good; they sold so many tickets. We can't afford to give you free crab legs. So that's amazing, dude. That is something you got to put that on T-shirts, man.
Right?
We're thinking about it for your show.
Yeah, we're not serving crab legs. That's for damn sure Saturday.
We will not be serving crab legs.
No, and I'm going to put a post out about it so people know.
We're actually calling it the No Crab Leg Tour.
Yeah, dude, that's a good thing, though.
What was your thought when you first saw that? I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, we lost you. There you go.
I said, George almost didn't want to play the show. He was like,
well, I was afraid they were going to blame us, and then they're going to hate the band.
They did kind of blame you there.
Well, the buffet blamed you. That's damn sure.
There were a few.
Were there really?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I wanted crab legs, you bastards.
Well, it is funny, Ray, because when we walk in, there's only one big sign there, and it was that sign.
No way. Was it really?
Getting into the buffet, and George was like, "What is that?
Why are you blaming us? Like, what do we do?
How do we dictate the crab legs?"
Dude, I didn't know I had so much power. It's
and are there any things behind you to crack crab legs with? You got all kinds of other swords and shit back. It's got to be.
I can use any of these. You got to see the rest of the walls. I got.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they saw the sword wall and said, "No crab legs around this dude, man."
Yeah, no, he's dangerous.
That was awesome, dude. When Kathy sent that to me, dude, I was dying. I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
So are we.
Yeah, but you know what? I saw some video of the show. It was a great show, man.
Thank you.
Good people.
Really good show, man. Really good show. And again, the people can come and see the same band, same show here. You can have all the crab legs you want. We don't sell them here, but you're free to bring them in if you want. I don't care, man. It's up to you guys. But
still, man, he sent me that earlier, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
what is this? Am I supposed to put this up?" And he's like,
"Yeah, that's our new backdrop."
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's gonna be an amazing.
Say it.
Yes, Ray, please incorporate that in the show.
And
it's already being incorporated. It's gonna be part of the walk-in video. People are gonna be like, "What does that even mean?"
When you figure it out, you tell us.
You have truly made it.
Oh man, we just had Dan on from Back in Black, man, and prior to that, man, I don't know if you guys saw, we had the amazing Glenn Hughes, the voice of rock and roll, on, baby.
Yes,
royalty.
Yeah, he is royalty, and we can't wait to see him tomorrow night here at the Landis, man. But you guys are back again.
Yeah.
It's your second time this year, right?
I think so.
Weren't you here in January? I think you were, like January, right?
Yep.
Dude, you guys bring it, man. You really do, man. I remember the first time you came here, you were under Def Leppard.
Mm-hmm.
It was DEAF, like Def Leppard, which I thought was kind of funny. Thought it was kind of cool. But Adrenalize, it ended up being I feel like it's more powerful, and again, people don't mix you up with Def Leppard. What made you choose Adrenalize? I mean, you have Hysteria, you have all these great just titles and ideas from Def Leppard you could have used. What brought you to Adrenalize for the name now?
Well, after being sued with the Def Leppard, we just picked the first one, Adrenalize, right there. That was it.
A in the list.
Yeah, I mean, Pyromania. There's so many amazing just names you can.
A couple names. I said we could call ourselves women and do the whole show in drag.
Yes.
Meth Leopard. We could look really like scrappy.
Well, that's one of the things I got to say about you guys, man. When I see some of the videos that get posted and stuff, you guys really still have that Def Leppard look, especially with the hair. I mean, you have the feathered hair, you have the long hair, you have
it's real.
That's what I'm saying. You guys don't wear wigs, man, but you still live the 80s hairstyles, man, very well.
Somewhat.
Yeah, no, you do. Trust me. So Let me ask you though. So, what is it about Def Leppard that made you guys want to do a Def Leppard tribute? I mean, let's just start with you, George. We'll start with you, and we'll go down the lake.
The music's awesome. It's just like everything that we play, from the early stuff to the later stuff, is just so much fun to perform. And what a lot of people don't realize, it is very challenging in a lot of ways. You know, it's like because it has more of a poppy sound, people take it for granted. They think, oh, it's easy pop rock. No, it's not. There's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of like layers to it, and a lot of nuance. And picking that stuff out and actually recreating it live, it's very fulfilling. So
yeah,
it's just a blast. The songs just hook you up, and they hook you right in. And
what about you, Lee?
Yeah, I was hooked. I had an older brother. He's 6 years older than me, so he was the guy bringing the records. Back in the late 70s, 80s. Yep. And when he brought home this Bring On the Night, I was like, what is this? Oh my God, like he would bring out everything. So I became an instant fan. Then later on, when the videos came out, like in the 80s, that was it. I was hooked. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I think one of my bands.
Well, for me, I think the first album I remember was Pyromania in the 80s. And then I went back, once I discovered and went back to bring and saw the stuff they did prior to that. And then I realized, I know a couple of these songs. I just didn't realize what the band was. But Pyromania was the album that really brought them to the forefront, and their videos, because they had some of the most kick-ass videos on MTV at the time. I mean, they really, the Gloomta Gleaton, I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, what is that? And as soon as it came on, you knew what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start hearing the cowbell and you're like, this is it, man. Yes,
the triangle.
Yes, it was so cool, man.
Yeah.
It was one of those bands, and one of those bands that went through a hell of a tragedy, and to me came back with probably the best album to me. I thought Hysteria. I love that album, man. That's we were just talking to to Dan about the Back in Black album being one of those albums where every song on that album was a good song. That's the way that that album. It was it's Hysteria. What was the name of the album?
That was it.
It was Hysteria, right? That's what I thought for some reason, because I keep hearing the song in my head, thinking that wasn't the name of the album, but it was.
Yeah.
But that album came out, and that would have been what, in the 90s?
No,
right?
no, it was
early
90s,
80, late 80s.
88, 89.
Okay, yeah, so it was late 80s then, because he had that tragic, he lost his arm and everything.
Yeah.
But and I remember going to see that tour, and I was like, dude, I was in Atlanta at the time. I was in the military down in Georgia, and I went to see Def Leppard down, and I was like, this was like probably one of the greatest shows. And I had seen them prior on the Pyromania tour in Philadelphia, and it was like it was like the band just got better too. And I don't know what it was, but I still think that was, and as much as I loved their records and the early stuff, that was the album to me that every song on that album was just a great song.
It was 87.
Was it 87?
Oh,
Yes,
87.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was. And I remember putting that friggin' CD in the car for the first time and listening to it, and just sitting there going, "Whoa, dude, this is amazing, man!" They've come back, and what I respected about them was they waited.
Yeah,
they waited until he was ready and they were ready to come back. They didn't say, "Oh, let's get another drummer and start touring." You know what I mean? Yep. They really, and you got to respect that about them, man. You got to respect that. So. One of the things too about Def Leppard, and I have to tell you, is they were always, all their shows to me were very high energy shows, and you guys kind of bring that. I mean, what's it take to do that show after show after show to bring that energy, man?
That was the main focus we had. Was there's a lot of people can play the music in various cover bands. We wanted to make it a concert experience.
Yes.
So obviously, we're going to hit all the hits. We're going to do all that, but we want to make it what you would have seen back in the 80s, and that's like our motto when we go out.
And I feel that way when I see you. I do. What were you going to say, George?
Yeah, no, I totally. I'm totally in agreement with what Lee's saying. Is like we basically we were there to put on a show. We're there to put on a full concert that people are going to enjoy. It happens to be Def Leppard music, and but we're not trying to copy them or look like them. We're just trying to put if we were Def Leppard, how would we perform? Or if we were in Def Leppard, how would we perform? And that's exactly the kind of show we want to give the audience, so they could feel like they're at a Def Leppard show.
Yeah, I like that about you guys.
So I like the way you put that.
Yeah, it's funny because that's how you feel when you see you guys. You're not looking at someone copying a tribute act, like a guy dressing up like Freddie Mercury or something.
Right.
You guys come out there, but what makes me feel like I'm watching Def Leppard is the energy.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And hitting the notes, man. Because look, man,
that helps.
Yeah, there's
tight
some
pants. You just got to wear tight pants, and you can hit all the notes.
There's some notes there that you got to hit, man, and you do.
The funny thing with that is people don't realize the high notes aren't necessarily the harder parts to hit. He goes really down low in the bass.
Yes, he does.
Too.
Yeah, he does.
And in the song Armageddon, especially, he starts off super low, and by the end of it, he's hitting the soaring high notes as well. And you got to have that full range in that song. And that's part of what I was saying before, where the stuff is not as simple and straightforward as you think, because he sings it throughout his entire range, like in most of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like some guys will sing low, and then they'll sing mid, and then they'll hit a high note, and then come back down to the low mids.
Yeah,
he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, that was a time in music, if you remember, especially in the mid '80s when hair metal was the thing, and a lot of those bands like Cinderella and Poison, all those bands were doing that same thing. They were all doing that same, and Def Leppard perfected it. Def Leppard brought it to a different level, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they were all doing it. They were all singing in the register, and then they would climb up to those notes. But Def Leppard really perfected the up and downs of it and the swing of it. And it's cool that you do it that way, and you realize that, because that's one of the things I always loved about Def Leppard was just the vocals were just amazing, man.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be honest. I mean, when I first got asked to audition, I was nervous because I'm like, wow, this is not easy stuff.
Yeah,
this is gonna take. I got to bring my A game to every single performance with this. It's not like you can't just like phone it in.
True.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you guys been together now?
A couple of years. What it was?
Two
at this lineup, 2 years.
Well, how about the band from the beginning together, and then with the new lineup?
From Def Leppard before we got sued?
Yes.
Okay. I guess that lineup, what was that? 3 years, right after COVID, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there. I don't know. It's all becoming a fuzzy.
It is, right?
Groundhog's Day.
I remember the first time I got COVID was from the audition.
No, really?
Right
yeah, no joke.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious.
I gave it to him.
I'm gonna put a job and a disease.
Well, here's another question for you, and again, it's so cool that we're doing you guys back to back with Back in Black, Friday the 13th, Saturday the 14th, 2 great shows. Both bands have a huge catalog of hits.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pick out what songs that you're going to play? Because you got to play the staples that everyone knows, but then there's so many other great songs. I mean, how do you figure out? I mean, do you change?
I think you just answered your own question. You got to play the staples, and that's a majority of the night right there.
Yeah.
So in an 100-minute or 2-hour show, you don't really have that much flexibility.
Yeah.
You would think you did, but you don't.
Do you throw in any of the B-sides, any of the old the ones
we
that
do.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, the High and Dry album, we'll hit a bunch from there.
Yes.
Those old school rockers love that. But we'll pull in Billy's Got a Gun, stuff like that.
Such a great song, man. Such a great song.
We're actually in the process of working for our next show with you, Ray. Some surprises, so I won't give it up yet. But
don't tell me you're removing an arm from somebody, are you? That would
there's another appendage that's growing right now.
You're gonna tie it behind his back.
Well, it could reach back there, yes. But
Lord.
But
I can vouch. I've shared hotel rooms with them.
Yeah.
So
what happens in hotel rooms stays in hotel rooms.
All right. I forgot about that.
So let me know about what about one of the questions that I was asking Dan earlier too was about the chemistry and the dynamics of the band. I mean, how do you guys actually get along with each other? Is there a good chemistry between you guys?
Can't stand any of them. They're awful. Worst people on the planet.
We don't talk to. Actually, I'm surprised this guy even showed up. But
I may not even show up Saturday. I don't know.
Really. No, we get along great, and that's the key thing. When you find, that you've been around bands forever.
Yeah.
trying to find the chemistry of 5 guys that get along with each other and genuinely like each other. That's the magic right there. Then you can do anything. You know,
it's true.
You can't get to any vision or anything that you're trying to plan if you don't have the right players. So once you got that, you know, the music is one thing, but it's just getting along with them, because we play like a 2-hour show or whatever. That's nice. Now I got to spend another, 22 hours with this guy, so
right.
True.
And we genuinely like each other,
That's good.
I think.
In fact, I would go as far as to say I would catch a bullet for these guys. Not if it's shot out of a gun. I mean, if someone like threw it, I would catch it.
Lobbed it your way.
Would you go out of your way to get him some crab legs, man? I mean,
no.
No, that's where he draws the line.
Apparently,
that's where it's over. Exactly.
The no crab leg band, baby. So look, what are you guys? I mean, future aspirations with the band? I mean, you looking to keep going? I mean, I don't. Is Def Leppard working on anything? I know they were out trying to tour.
73, they just came out with.
Yeah.
So that's there, and the touring. So I don't know if they're going to come out with a new colossal album again, but
no, I don't think that's going to happen at this point.
But yeah, we're not even looking to capitalize on that though. Our main shtick is, and we go back the first albums, the first few albums. That's like the rawness there. After you get over that, I don't know. Some of the newer stuff we don't really jump into too much. Not to say that we won't, but that's not on the agenda right now. We're planning some other stuff for our next times, which will be.
It's rare though that some of these older bands, like I forget, what was the AC/DC song that came out in the last album that was actually pretty damn good, and Back in Black played it. But I'll tell you, anything that's come out from Def Leppard, I totally forgot about that album until you just said it. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that album.
X.
You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah.
Is it X or 10?
What's that?
I don't know. People love.
Depends if you're Roman.
I was gonna say people love doing that shit, and you call it X. They're like, no, it's actually 10.
Yeah. But it's one of the, again, you go back to the original stuff that you guys are playing, and I think that to me is core Def Leppard, and that's what I live for Def Leppard when I hear Def Leppard.
Well, we also want to do stuff that people aren't going to hear necessarily at a Def Leppard concert, because like Lee said, they're touring now, so you can go see Def Leppard.
Yeah, but you're not seeing Def Leppard. I know that's why I don't go.
Right.
That's why I won't go, because the last time I saw Def Leppard was in Philadelphia, and it was probably the late 90s when they had a tour. And I'll be honest with you, man, it just wasn't the same band that I had seen back in the 80s several times. And it just wasn't. The energy wasn't there like you guys. And that's why when I watch you guys, I feel like I'm watching the energy of that's why I asked you that question, because I feel like when I see you guys, I'm feeling like I'm at that first concert, not that last concert, if you know what I mean. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I appreciate
we feel it too.
Yeah.
You see us get off stage with blood, sweat, and tears, we're earning it.
and that's I think that's what people want. People really want to feel that energy. And I think that's what happened to and that's again, I've seen them. So that was my personal opinion about seeing them the last time I saw them. And then when they came around again, I was like, nah. I mean, I'm good. I don't want to go again, because it's just going to make me think worse. You know what I mean? Worse. Yeah. I've seen a lot of musicians over the years to a point where I got like Olivia Newton-John I used to love. And I saw her like after the breast cancer. And I was like, I wish I wouldn't have gone to see her, because that's all I remember now, And it's like one of those things. We just saw Foreigner, and now all I remember from Foreigner is none of those fucking guys are in Foreigner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know who these guys are. It was literally a Foreigner tribute that was not good.
Literally, yes. Yeah. Well, Jeff Pilson was the only one.
Yeah, we left after the third song. We're like, all right, we're out of here. Oh, it was fucking bad, man. They were not good at all.
It was tough.
But thank God, Styx opened the show, so we didn't have to sit through Foreigner to get the Styx.
Okay.
Styx destroyed the place, man. It literally destroyed the place. Joe Morrison saying, "What's up,
Joe Morrison? Another drummer out there."
Yeah. Oh, he's a great. Speaking of, look at his Styx logo.
You mentioned Styx, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a shame, because you got a lot of bands out there now that are just getting to that point where they're not even the band anymore. You got them. You got Leonard Skinner. You got a lot of bands that are just there's nobody left. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And it's just a tribute out. But you got to have guys like you guys that keep that music alive.
Yeah.
So and hey, I'm going to be honest, man. Anybody that's watching, anybody that tunes in later this week, we get a lot of people that tune in throughout the week, and to me, I would much rather, and I know this sounds bad to some of the people, but I would much rather see you guys than go see Def Leppard right now. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I would rather see the energy that you give. You're giving me the music perfectly done. You're giving me the energy. You're giving me a great show. You're giving me great memories. And that's kind of what I want from that music that I grew up with and love, as opposed to, like I said, seeing, you know, the band and going, oh, wow, look at, okay. He's, you know, where's his walker, you know? It's at that point.
It's unfortunate, yeah.
And, you know, they're very sticklers about their music. I mean, they're very, very, remember when Tom Cruise did the Rock of Ages, man. They were like, he's not going to be able to sing our music until he sings it live in front of us. And they made him do it.
Yeah.
You know, and he did it very well. You got to admit. I mean, he pulled it somehow.
Wait, he didn't pick one of the easier songs to sing.
Well, of course he did. What did you expect him to do?
Yes. Still shocking.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
Yeah. You got
to do rock till you drop or stage fright.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's a very I worked with him on a Mission Impossible film, and he's a tough guy to deal with as it is. And for somebody to kind of put him in his place, I felt good about that.
Nice.
I was like, yeah. Def Leppard basically said no, prove it, and he did. And again, he tried one, and I said the same thing before too. I said it wasn't like he sang one of the hard songs, but the point is he actually went out there and did it. And then I had to respect him for that, because he did do it, and he showed it, and he does his own stunts. So
no, I just noticed it is the 40th anniversary of Pyromania.
Is it really this year?
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not riding that? I would have been doing that 40th anniversary Pyromania tour.
Yeah, you just got to it. We're a little behind a little bit. Yeah.
So you're going to do the 41st year.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to be like all the other tributes.
We will play the whole record, and we're going to do the whole thing. Yes.
Well, dude, that's another great album, man. Again, it's one of those albums where there's a couple B's on there people don't know, but I mean, I know it because I used to play the album till it wouldn't play anymore. But you know, it's another great album. So,
but they're great. Even the songs that people haven't heard of, the minute they hear them, they're gonna be into it.
Yeah, and if you even played that album back in the day, you're gonna remember those songs immediately. So because again, one of those just fantastic albums. And again, another band. I gotta tell you guys, man, it's the honest to God truth. We've had a good night on the show. These are, you know, starting off with Glenn Hughes, again, one of the greatest, you know, voices of rock and roll. But, you know, then having two of my favorite bands that have ever played here at the Landis. And I got to tell you, George, you brought the band to another level, man. You really did. And when I saw you for the first time on stage, man, I was literally like, I looked at Steve and I went, that's Def Leppard, baby, right there. That's Def Leppard right there, man. Really, it really was. Oh, look at Joe Morrison's ready to party. Joe, man. Joe, you got to come Wednesday. You got to come Friday and Saturday. This is a party week here at the Landis, man.
Does Joe have his own seat on stage right over there?
He really does. Yes. In all honesty,
the front row, we call it Morrison Row.
Yeah.
Nice.
When it's his birthday, we usually
we
decorate the seats for him and stuff.
He
man.
said something. Where the hell is
what
that?
he said?
Oh, here it is. Here we go.
Yes, he had his wife's surprise party last time back in Black Plate. See?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so and he does that. He'll come next door. He'll have a party upstairs. We put balloons in the seats and shit. You know,
and
he's
if I'm
family.
not mistaken, I think we played one show where it was his birthday. Joe,
it was either his or his daughter's. I don't remember.
It was
I think
definitely
Cassidy's was
the Morrison family was there.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, they are. That's again the thing about the Morrisons too is they love music. They stick together, and they're just such a good family and just good people, and they really do. And if you're good, Joe's going to come see you every time.
Yes,
that's the mark of a good band. Is if you're a tribute act, and Joe Morrison's family is there more than once, you're a pretty damn good tribute act, man. Because he's
as honest as they come.
He really is. He's very honest. I use him, so he has been the judge of our Battle of the Bands. Because he's such an honest guy. He's a drummer. He knows music. You know, we're both musicians. We understand music. We know we played in bands. Joe is too. I mean, he's a very good drummer. I don't know if you ever heard him play, but the guy's really good. So he's one of those people that he knows, you know, what you're giving him from the stage, and that's why we put him up there. And if he says that you're the best Def Leppard tribute out there, you gotta understand, you probably are, man, because he's seen them all.
He has.
He literally goes to all the tribute shows. He goes to see them in Atlantic City, everywhere.
Wow, cool.
So that's being top of his list is actually a very good thing. And he recommends bands to us that we bring in just because Joe recommended it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, because he's like, look, man, I saw like 15 bands, and this Dokken band was great. Remember he came to that Dokken show. These guys drove here from Texas.
Wow.
They were phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I saw some footage. Yeah, they were good.
No, they were
kicked
great,
ass.
man. They were great.
Kathy showed me some. They were awesome.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys are awesome, man. And don't ever stop. And like I said, Lee, I love you guys, man. I really do. I love the music, and I think George was the best thing you did for the band, man. That's the honest guys. Because now,
I'll give it the $20 when I see you Saturday. Thank you.
Yeah, because now it's like this. Now I truly feel like I'm watching Def Leppard, and I'm listening, and it brings me back, and I appreciate that from all you guys.
Excellent.
Much appreciated, man.
Want to ask you one thing? Do you guys because I ask everybody this? Do you guys work on anything else? Are you doing any solo acts? Anybody in the band? Any other bands? You guys just doing the Def Leppard thing?
Not really.
Not really. We kind of put our heart into this, so we're trying to build this bigger and better.
Yeah, that's good. No, see, because I appreciate that. I think that's the answer you're always looking for. You know, people are like, "Oh yeah, I got 15 other albums," but when you say no, we're all in on this. I think that's the answer.
Them and the Back in Black guys, they're very similar in that, where this is what they do.
Yeah, true.
Same with the Seven Bridges guys. I mean, they're all studio musicians from Nashville, and all they do is Seven Bridges. You know, it's when you find something, you dedicate your life to it. This is the product that you get.
Yeah. And that's why we bring you back, man, because you're the best that's out there. And one of the things about the Landis, I said this since the day I took over, man, is I want the best of the best to play here. I want people to go, wow, man, if you're going to go see a band, you got to go see them at the Landis, man. You get a little bit of a different show. We do video and stuff that you don't get, you guys don't really get it, which gives, for me, it says, yeah, I love Adrenalize, and I saw him like 3 times. Yeah, great. But yeah, have you seen him at the Landis yet? Because at the Landis, we bring it to life a little bit different, and that's kind of what our staple is, to have people that really love you guys and like your music to come see you. Yeah, man, I saw him just not long ago, at the casino over in Philly. Yeah, but have you seen him here yet? Because this is a different show, and you're going to get the same great band, but you're going to get a whole new show out of it. You're going to get that arena feel from a
Landis
small
show
room.
is special because the lights, the whole thing, and the sound. Like Bob is second to none.
You haven't heard.
We just gave him a new console.
We just gave him a new console, baby. Wait till you hear this thing. Oh man, this console's beautiful, man. It's gorgeous.
I didn't think it could get much better in here, and then we did a couple things over the course of a couple of weeks, and it's a different world in here now. So.
I was shocked. I was actually kind of blown away. I'm like, wow, man, how did it get better, man? But it has.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna have a great show, man. You really are. Again,
it's
it's this Saturday the 14th. The doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. It's Adrenalize. It is without a doubt the ultimate Def Leppard experience. I mean, really. I mean, you guys look great. You perform great. You give the energy. You sound great. I don't know what else to say about you guys, but
Joe approves.
Yeah, Joe, your
Morrison family approved.
Yeah, the Morrison family stamp. We got to have that up. Poof.
I should make that a thing. The Morrison family seal right there.
Well, look, guys, we got about 8 minutes until there's a debate on that I can't wait to watch.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Yes.
It's going to be must-see TV for me tonight. So, look, I love you guys, man. Look, safe travels getting here, please.
Thanks,
Be
man.
careful anyway. We can't wait to see you guys, and I can't wait for the show, man. It's going to be
Don't
a great
get caught
night.
with too many crab legs smuggling them over the border. You better look out. They're going to be watching for you guys now.
We had to end on a high note. Yes.
The band. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only band that will play a casino that they will stop serving crab legs because they can't afford to do it, because the band has sold so many tickets. At least on the bottom, they put must be 21 to gamble. Not to gamble.
We're going to put that up somewhere.
Oh, that's going up.
It'll be up on the screen somewhere.
Guys, good night. Thank you again for coming on. We really appreciate you, man. It's always good to see you guys. It's always good to see your sword collection.
Oh, you gotta see the rest of it, man. I'm telling you, I gotta spin around.
I can't wait, man. Next time you're on, you're gonna have to. Maybe that's something we'll do. We'll do a little bit of a
MTV
showcase.
Cribs.
Yeah,
there you go.
George's
Cribs. Good night, guys. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Safe travels. Safe travels.
Bye-bye.
Oh man, you guys are in for a treat, man. If you got to come it's going to be a good weekend, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good week.
Good week.
Starting tomorrow with the one and only Glenn Hughes. You know him from Trapeze, Deep Purple. Glenn Hughes has just been around forever. The biggest thing for me for Glenn Hughes is not only is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but when they inducted him as the voice of rock and roll.
Rock and roll, man.
Doesn't get no better than that.
Man.
Thank you to Dan from Back in Black for coming on. Of course, Lee and George for coming on for Adrenalize. You guys are phenomenal. Steve is going to hit you with some stuff that's coming up.
Yes.
This month.
A couple upcoming shows here. Oh, shit. This didn't upload, apparently. But we'll just continue on down the line.
Right
September 11th, tomorrow, Glenn Hughes celebrating the Burn album with special guest Chris Lafferty. Followed by on Friday the 13th, Back in Black, the ultimate AC/DC experience with opener Future Souls. And then September 14th, we just talked to these guys. Adrenalize, the Def Leppard Experience with opener the Jaspers.
That's a great looking picture of those guys too, man. That's rock and roll, baby.
Look at that, man. September 20th, Strange Magic.
Cannot wait for that show, man.
Experience. That's going to be a good one. And September 21st, Surgical Strike, the Queensryche.
Yes,
Experience.
and what is the name of the opener? I keep forgetting. There's an opener for that. We got to add that at some point.
Bone Devil.
Bone Devil. I believe it's called Bone Devil. Yes,
I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a good opener. I can't wait.
And then following that up, September 26th, Mike Tramp's White Lion will be hitting our stage. September 27th, White Snake and Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Joel Hoekstra and Devil City Angels Brandon Gibbs Campfire Tour with special guest Dylan Calvelli, Lilies of David, and opener D.D. Star. That's one I am excited for. That's a night of acoustic music that is played in a way that you would not expect.
To perfection.
It really is to perfection. September 28th, Gold Dust Woman, Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks Experience. September 29th, upstairs, we have our Ronald McDonald House Charity from 12 to 5:30 p.m. That is Sunday, September 29th at 8:30 East. Live music, basket raffles, a 50-50, and more. Followed by, on October 4th and 5th, Brain Damage performs The Wall. And I have been talking to them a whole bunch about some cool shit that we're going to be doing for that show.
It's going to be fun, baby.
You guys wait. That's one of our bigger productions we're going to be doing. I've never had to do a rehearsal with a tribute band before, but we'll be doing that the night before.
It's true experience, man.
True experience. October 11th, Burning Sky, the Bad Company
Another
Experience.
amazing act.
And October 12th.
The Last Ride, baby.
The Last Ride for Lynch Mob with special guests, The Age of
Lynch Mob. George is hanging it up, man. This is the last time you get to see him.
Yes. You can get your tickets now at thelandistheater.com or at the door. Doors open 1 hour before showtime.
Hooah! All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Absolute Vodka Live with Landis podcast, brought to you by Absolute Vodka and the amazing Michael Kelly Guitar Company and their amazing guitars as these ones you see behind us. Thank you so much, Michael Kelly. And again, to the Wanderback guys. It was a great week here at the Landis, and it's going to be a great week again this time coming through. Again, thank you to the City of Vineland for putting on a couple great events this weekend as well, this past weekend. And we look forward to seeing everyone next Tuesday so we can recap these shows and let you know what's coming up next. And I'm telling you, man, you do not want to miss this weekend. This is some great music. There's a lot of rock and roll. This is a real week of rock and roll at the Landis Theater.
Yes, man. I'm excited for this, man.
A true legend of rock and roll is kicking it off tomorrow night, man. You don't want to miss Glenn Hughes tomorrow night. It's I'm telling you, you don't want to miss him. He's one of a kind, and you're going to hear the true voice of rock and roll. Truly, man. I mean, he is the voice of rock and roll.
And I mean, again, a kick-ass drummer in Ash. Ash, I can't wait to see him again, man.
Dude, he just destroys that drum set.
Destroys the drums and is one of the funniest people I've ever met. So I can't wait to hang out with him.
Such a great band, man. Such a great band. Some great sound, some great lights, some great everything here at the Landis. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yes.